downtrend. So same thing for a lower low, lower high, lower low, and that's a downtrend. So same thing for an uptrend now. And the time when you trade is, the only time you want to trade is if you can see market structure and you can see where price is going and where it's likely to go next, based off of market rules and market structure, what we call market structure and market rules. So today's video is pretty much literally just about trends, being a downtrend or an uptrend. And then also a big thing you need to learn is consolidation. And then you're probably wondering, what is consolidation? Consolidation is, wait, I'll show you in a minute. Let me finish this uptrend. So now we got a bullish market, like I was talking about earlier. So we went over the downtrend and the bearish market. A downtrend is bearish, which a bearish trend, our bearish market, blase, blase. This is an uptrend, being a bullish market. So with this, how to know that buyers are taking over, and how to know that we have buyers controlling the market, being green. Okay, a bullish market and a bullish trend means buyers have control. Same thing as the seller's one, nothing different. Green, mark that up for y'all. Green candles. And what a bullish market slash uptrend is, for it to be an uptrend and not a downtrend, for it to be an uptrend, it needs to be making higher highs and higher lows. So I'm going to go over it the same way I did with the sellers. Okay, so uptrend. How to know the market is in an uptrend, and how to know that bullish buyers, how buyers are taking over the market. Buyers are obviously people buying the stock, they're pressing buy, they're adding money to the market. And they're sellers. Sellers are selling their shares, their chips that are in that bag, the bag being the company. They're selling their shares, their chips of that market, and that makes price go down or up. You know, if people are buying, the price is going up. People are selling, the price is going down. It's a market. So an uptrend needs to be making higher highs and higher lows to be in an uptrend, to know that buyers are controlling the market. So what is a higher high? What is a higher low? And how to tell that we're in a bullish trend. This video is about trends. Like I said, don't make it too complicated, but a bullish trend means you have a high, you have a low. Like I said earlier, first high slash low. So these two red words, low and high, these are our first highs and our first lows to our left that we're looking at for this trend. Because the market has different trends. Like, think of this as a market. This could be the market. This is just an idea and a sketch, pretty much. So the market could do this. And these lines are price going up, or price going down. And the market actually does things like this. So, let me just make it white. So the market does things like these, things like this at times. Well, not at times. The market always does this. Price is going up. Price is going down. Price is going up. Price is going down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, and this whole piece of the pie, this part of the market and part of current price, like what price is doing today, tomorrow, right now, you know, this being today, this being tomorrow, yesterday. This whole thing right here, this is an uptrend. And like I showed you with sales earlier, this is a downtrend. So we have two trends right next to each other, and the market does things like this, and you have to be an identifier and a detective of where price is going to go next, based off of what price already did. So this could be an instance, you have a high, you have a low, like we said earlier. In a bearish market has to be making lower highs and lower lows. So right here, what do we see? We have a high, we have a low. Then we have a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then out of nowhere, well, we still have a lower high. So out of nowhere, we still think that we're in a bearish market. We're predicting that price is going to keep going down, because we see that we're making a high, a low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then the moment that we made a higher low, and I'll teach you about that and market structure shift and things like that. But there's been a change to the way the market was going, because we're in a downtrend right here, right? And a downtrend has to be making lower lows and lower highs. So we have a lower high, and then we never made a lower low past this low. We were never able to break it. So basically, we were never able to come below this. This low should have went all the way down here, because this is a bearish market. But it flipped and changed the moment that we made a higher low. Because what do we know about uptrends? Like I'm about to tell y'all, that uptrends make highs. We make a high, we make a low. And then if we're in an uptrend, we're supposed to be making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So now, instead of this being a downtrend, this just became an uptrend. And that's what we call a market structure shift, but I'll get into that about a different video. But let me get back to finishing what the uptrend is, and so I can wrap this video up, because it's dumbass long. But this is my first video back recording, so bear with me. But an uptrend. How do I know when to press buy? How do I know what an uptrend is and when it's happening? Okay, because you want to trade trends. And the only trends that you guys want to trade is a uptrend and a downtrend. So if price is not doing either one of these things, you do not need to be trading it. And I'll show you what an uptrend is when that happens and what to do. But this is an uptrend. Bullish uptrend. We're supposed to be making higher highs and higher lows to be in an uptrend. So right here, we got a high, we got a low, we got a higher high, higher low. Okay? So if we're in an uptrend, the next thing that we should make is a higher high, right? To be in an uptrend. So we got a higher high right here. And then we get another higher low. And then up here, we get another higher high. So the market is going up here. Price came, and when I say market, I just mean price. These green lines are price, this red line is price, the candles are price. That's just where price went. And to tell where price went are what number that price is. And the price is just, so if you look on the right of my screen, where this yellow line is, these numbers right here. These, you see this 27,360.00. That price right there is, and like I said earlier, we are just small trader, retail traders. So just think about a big world just like this. This is the market world. So these are the big numbers. And we're retail traders. We only trade small percentages of these stocks and shares. So right here on the right side, you see where my cursor is at, 27,166. That means that one share being in one, just think a bag of chips, because, like I said, no, think of a bag of chips, and the company is a bag of chips, and they're selling chips individually out of that bag, because that's their company, that's their bag of chips, you know what I mean? Just trying to make it simple, but, bag of chips, the company has a bag of chips, they're selling shares and chips of their bag, being their company, and on this yellow line right here, their bag of chips, one of their chips costs, well, in the big bag game, not in our game, because that doesn't mean that this is how much it costs for us, but big investors and institutions and people that spend actual big money on stocks and putting their money into investments, buying a share, one of these is $27,167 US dollars for one chip of that company, pretty much. So us being retail traders and trading smaller percentages of these, we get to take less of a risk, but also make more money than we usually make on a day-to-day basis, So, back to an uptrend. This is an uptrend. We have a high, we have a low, we have a high, high low, high, high low, higher high. This is an uptrend right here. This is when the market is in an uptrend. Buyers have control. We're making higher highs, we're making higher lows, and that's how you're able to tell whether you should buy or sell. So in this trend, in this trend, I'm going to get to that in another video. I'm going to tell you that. That's going to be another video. It's going to be called entries, and that's about, entries just means where you take your trade and why. Well, yeah, where you took your trade, that's what entries is. Keep it simple. Entries is just where you took your trade. So if you took a trade right here, or you took a trade right here, or you took a trade right here, or you took a trade right here, all these yellow circles are where your entries are. That's where you press buy or sell. In this market, obviously, we would be pressing buy because we're in an uptrend. And if we're selling, we want to be in a downtrend. And all these white boxes that I had over here are just as the same as they would be over here. These are just levels, and a level being where price went and where price stayed, and price could not go above or below that zone at the current time, pretty much. So let me move this over here. And this video is almost finished. My bad, it's too long for y'all, but the next video it'll be shorter. It'll be more, advanced. Like I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm just trying to teach y'all what I know about trading so far. I've only been trading for 4 months, but for 4 months I would say I'm doing pretty good and pretty much taught myself. Obviously learned from somebody, but nobody sat down and taught me by themselves like how I am or how I'm given the option. Obviously you can get on YouTube or any internet platform and find out how to trade by yourself, but I'm just trying to explain it in the easiest way possible. But these white boxes are levels and their highs are their lows. So, to be able to tell if you're in a bearish or bullish market, you need to see if price is making higher highs, or lower lows. And I already told y'all how to tell when price is making a higher high or a higher low. Like I said, it's about when those candles close and if price is doing this or this. Okay, and for the last thing in this video, I want to teach y'all about consolidation. That's the third thing that you guys need to know. Well, the fourth thing that I pretty much talked about in this video. I talked about a lot of things, but like I said, DM me if you got questions. Take a picture if you need to of this right here, because I know I was taking pictures of a lot of things so I can remember, but don't make it too complicated. This is an uptrend. This is a downtrend right here. So this video was about trends. We went over trends, being an uptrend or a downtrend. We went over higher highs, higher lows. We went over a bullish market, a bearish market, what trading is, how to make money, what it takes for you to make money. What else did I teach today? Kind of just an overall recap. It's just a small little intro video until I jump into more complex breakdowns of trading, because right now I'm kind of drawing a blank on everything I want to talk about. But this is just about trends, uptrend, downtrend, market structure. And the market structure is higher highs or higher lows. Market structure means, and you need to remember market structure. You really need to remember all of this, to be honest. All market structure is either higher highs or higher lows. And then lower highs, let me move this over, market structure means either higher highs or higher lows. What is the market telling us? What is the market doing? Market structure is higher highs or higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs. They come in a pair. Those two do the same thing together, because if you're in that one, then you should be making a downtrend. But market structure, either higher highs and higher lows, also lower lows and lower highs. That's what market structure is. And those things make these higher highs and higher lows, and these lower lows and lower highs, they all make a trend. And it's either a downtrend or an uptrend. And this is what you want to trade. You want to trade downtrends and uptrends. And then this last part of the video is going to be about consolidation. What is consolidation? Consolidation just means, think about it simple, consolidation just means stuck. You're just stuck at one spot and you can't go above or you can't go below. So let me draw out these two lines. So if I had these two lines, these two levels, and on the right, you can see on the lines at what price those levels are that I'm marking out. So there's 28,800. Let me just move it. Let's just say this is 100. Let's just say this level right here is 100. This level right here is 50. Nah, let's put this level at 0. 0. These numbers are just levels, and you know, on the chart you'll see what I mean by levels and consolidation in a different video, but I'm explaining everything you need to know. But like I said, I'm talking a lot, I'm saying a lot of the same things over and over, but I just gotta make sure that I'm saying what I need to say. Consolidations. Consolidations is basically you have a level of 100. This is just broken down simply. So say you have a level in this high level right here, that high, this high, like we were talking about in the trends. Think about this high and this low, because this is a high and this is a low, obviously. You know, this price is higher than this price is lower. So you have, and let's say this low, these numbers right here are just the price. $0. $0, and then you have this high and you have this low. And these levels, these white lines are levels. So at this level, let's just say this level is $100. This level like I talked about the bag of chips, this level price was at $100. This level price is at $0. And the middle of that is obviously $50. Let's just say the middle is about right there. Put it right here, just like this. Put this $50. Okay. So we have 3 levels, but I really want you to focus on this high and this low. So we have 3 different zones, 3 different prices. $0 right here. If it comes up, it costs $100 or it costs $50. But worry about this low and this high. Consolidation is this right here. Consolidation is when price moves sideways, meaning in price is right here, price is at a low, price is right here, we make a high. So now this being a trend, like let's go back to trends. This yellow line is a trend. So right here, we have a low, so we made a low right here. Candles closed right here, made a low. What? So candles right here closed and made a low. And then price came up past $50. It came all the way up past $50 to $100, made a high, and then comes back down, makes a low. Comes back up, makes a high, comes back down, makes a low. So then we got a high, a low, high, low, high, low, high, low. This is consolidation, and this is price moving sideways. Sideways instead of up or down. This is what consolidation is. Consolidation. So like I said, price is making a high, a low, a high, a low, a high, a low, high, low, high, low, high, low. So price is moving sideways. Price is coming up, costing more. Price is coming down, costing less. Coming up more, coming up, down. But we got to notice something as a trader. So this zone is $100, right? And that's a high. And this zone is $0, and that's a low. If price is in an uptrend or a downtrend, we want to see price start making either higher highs or higher lows, or lower highs or lower lows. So right here we have a low, we have a high, and then the next candle, and then the next leg ended up being another low. But what's wrong with this low right here? Hold on, before I finish that, we come and make a low at the same level we made a low before, come back up to the same high that we had before. Right there, look at the cursor. This is a high, this is a high. We came back up, made another high, but the only thing that's wrong with this new high that we just made is it's not higher or it's not lower than the previous high. And we always look at the previous leg to know where price is going next. So price came back up, made another high, price came back down, made a low, came back up, made a high, low. But the only thing is, price is moving sideways and it's stuck at this $100 and $0 zone. It's not making any higher highs or higher lows or any lower lows or lower highs. So there's no trend. There's no trend, and we only trade trends. So this is what we call consolidation. Consolidation is, let me just say it again. Consolidation is when price is moving sideways. No clear trend. Because if there's no clear trend, if there's no clear uptrend or downtrend, we don't know if we're going to press buy or sell, because where's the next level going to go? So this is called consolidation. And with consolidation, we do not trade consolidation. We do not trade consolidation. And you want to know why we don't trade consolidation? Because say if you were looking for buys, and from, let me move this level down here. Let me move these out the way. Actually, let me just delete this. So if you're looking, say you're at this low, and then we make a high, and then we make a high at $100, and you think that we're going to keep going higher, right? So we're going to come back down, and since we're making a downtrend, since you think we're going to make an uptrend and keep going higher, right when price made this, whenever we have a high and a low, right, and we're in an uptrend, we're supposed to make a higher low. This is supposed to be a higher low, and then it's supposed to make a higher high, right? But no, price did this. It made a low, a high, a low, and another high. There's no trend because there's no higher high, there's no higher low, and there's no lower low or no lower high. Same thing for sales. It's the same thing. Everything's reversed. If you're buying, it's the same concept. If you're selling, it's the same concept, just reverse, Just so use your brain. If you need a little bit more understanding about what I mean with that, just let me know. So consolidation is when price is moving sideways, no clear trend. We do not trade that. Price, in market structure terms, like I told you earlier, market structure is pretty much just a trend. Market structure is supposed to make higher highs, higher lows, and also lower lows and lower highs. And if it's not making either one of those, that means it's in a consolidation. Consolidation with a no clear trend means, market structure terms, means that it's making a high and low. But it's failing, meaning and it cannot, and it's showing us it's struggling, it's failing to make higher high or higher low. Also, not making any lower lows or lower highs. Lower highs. My bad. Got a little confused. So this is consolidation, and we do not trade consolidation, guys. So consolidation is price moving sideways. It's making a low, a high, a low, a high, a low, a high. We do not press buy or sell when this is happening. You do not want to be caught in this because, for example, like I was telling y'all earlier, you're looking for buys. You were looking for this trend, this consolidation, like I told you, but this is why you have to be, as a day trader, investigator. That's why you have to wait to see what price is going to do. You don't always want to predict what price is going to do until you see it doing what you want it to do. And then you wait, and then you find out where you're going to trade, where you're going to press buy or sell. So right here. And you know how to press buy or sell based off of market structure and based off of what I just told you. Price either has to go above if you're selling, if you're pressing a buy. Price either has to go below if you're selling, and if you're pressing sell. And you want to make money. But back to if you wanted to look for buys in a consolidation and why not to trade it. And I'm going to show you too. But boom. So right here, we have a high. We have a low. If price is going to make an uptrend, it should make a lower high, right? So boom. Buys right here. A lot of traders are dumb because they're going to FOMO. As soon as price comes up this far, they're going to probably be pressing buy. And they're going to enter their trade right here. Some people enter their trades right there, and that's stupid. Like, that's no strategy. You know, that's trading blind. You know, don't be one of those traders who just trades blind and who just takes random trades. You don't know why. You just want to be in the market. Actually, take the time to sit down and learn, because this is a high income based skill. So it's not just, you know, going to be handed to you, obviously. But this is why you learn. So say this blue line, we press buy because we think we're going to make a higher low, right? Because in an uptrends make higher lows and not lower lows. So if we predict that price is going to make a higher low and then a higher high to complete an uptrend like this, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, we want to wait until price actually does that, because if we don't wait for price to actually do that, this is what can happen. So we go in a high, we enter in at this blue line at a high, right? When price was all the way up here, you never want to buy when price is so far up. You don't want to buy when price is high. You don't want to sell when price is super low. You do want to sell and buy when price is going to be low and high, but you don't want to sell it just because. Well, what I'm saying is you don't want to take your trade or press buy or sell when it's at its highest point of that trend, because then you have a high probability of price coming back down past where you entered, being this yellow line, which means that price would literally go below this blue line, and then you're losing money when this comes down. So if a candle goes below the blue line, you're losing money. So what I'm saying is, so if we were predicting price to make another lower high and then higher high, well, no, excuse me. If we wanted price to be in an uptrend, price is going to make this high, and then it's going to make this higher low, and then a higher high, higher low, higher high. And like I told you earlier, why is this a higher low? Because it's higher than the previous low right here. So this is a low, this is a high, this is a lower high, and then we have a higher low right here. Then we have a higher high up here, because this high is higher than this high. And that's an uptrend. And we press buy right here at the blue line. We lost a little bit of money right here, but if we're in a downtrend, we should keep on going up and make a higher high, right? But the problem with consolidation is, if you predict at the wrong time and make the wrong, like I said, this is not gambling. It's a high probability game, and about context and repeated strategies and things and clues that you can use while you're watching the market going up and down to tell you when to press buy or sell and how long you should hold those buys or those sells until you make profit, you know? So it's not gambling. Some people do gamble. It's gambling if you have no straight path and you don't know what you're doing. You're just pressing buy and you're just pressing sell. But you have a high, you have a low. The reason why you don't want to take a trade off of that, because until it does it, because say if you entered in that blue line, so, and this is consolidation, and say that you didn't know consolidation was going to happen. This is why you wait. You have a low, you have a high. So you want price to do this right here. You want price to do this. Since we're in an uptrend and you're pressing buy, let me make this green. Well, let me make this green. And press this just like this. So you're in a buy, and like I said earlier in the video, if you're pressing buy, you want price to go above that zone that you press buy, okay? So since you press buy right here, and you're thinking about market structure, which is how the market is supposed to move, that's what market structure is. Market structure is either higher highs or higher lows, or lower lows and lower highs, yeah. Then realistically, you want price. This is what you want price to do. Emotionally, you want, because that's an emotion, you want price to come back down here, make a higher low than the previous low. So this is a low, and an uptrend means we're going to make a higher low. So you want price to do this: higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But instead, the market has other plans, because this is consolidation, and these are the phases that the market goes through, which is an uptrend, a downtrend, or a consolidation phase. And we do not trade consolidation because it's uncertain, and you don't know what's going to happen next. So we bought right here, and consolidation means that we're not making any higher highs or any higher lows. So you're predicting the market to make a higher low. But consolidation doesn't make higher lows. It makes lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, highs. So we have a higher low. You want it to do this. A higher low, higher high. But instead, the market's just going to do this right here. Come down, liquidate you, liquidate, and I'll get into that in another video, more in depth about liquidity, because this is a big thing to know about too. Liquidity just means that, the simple terminology behind it just means that price is coming down to grab money to go back up. So it's coming down to liquidate, grab money, grab all this money right here, and I'll explain how that makes sense in a different video. Grab money, liquidate down here, just to go back up. Because realistically, every single market that you'll see, they're all businesses. They all want to go up, right? They all want to be bullish. They all want to make higher highs. They all want to make low, high, lower highs, higher high, lower high. I mean lower. I mean higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Every market wants to make bullish trends and make an uptrend, right? But sometimes economy wise and just everything like that plays a factor. That's why I said what I said earlier. But consolidation, you buy right here, you're predicting price to come back here, then go back up because you're pressing buy. But since we're in consolidation, which we don't trade, consolidation is going to come down all the way, liquidate you. You're losing so much money right here, depending on how many orders that you put in. And I'll go over that in another video too. You're going all the way down. You press buy right here. Price is going to go all the way down. Now you lost all this money right here because you traded during a consolidation phase. All these things are phases. You don't want to trade consolidation. You only want to trade an uptrend and a downtrend. So, and how to tell what uptrend and a downtrend is literally just called market structure. So it's just all these different things for all these different, terminologies, just like anything else in life. But come down here, make a low. Now you just lost all your money. And consolidation, we don't make any lower lows or lower highs, or any higher highs or higher lows. We just make a high, a low, a high, a low. So now price is going to come back up. Boom, 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 boom. But what a lot of traders do is, as soon as they lose this money, soon as price comes down, boom, they lose. Let's say they lose, and this is realistic. I've done this too before, but you only learn from your mistakes. But also, people are telling you that have already done it, not to do it, and what this and that means. But if you're hard-headed and you gotta get your own hands burnt by yourself, then so be it. But say price came all the way down here, and you lost $800. A lot of traders will be like, okay, now since my buy didn't work, so now that buyers didn't take control of the market and price didn't go back up, and we're coming down to this low, oh, now I think we're in a bearish market, right? A lot of traders will think, oh, we're in a bearish market, now we're going to make a downtrend just because we made a low, right? Because what do we do in a downtrend? We make a high, we make a low, and then we make a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now people are predicting this yellow line, they're predicting this to happen right after they just took an $800 loss, and guess what price is going to do now? They're going to, hold on, let me remove this, make this red, because now we just lost money after we thought price was going to go higher, and it didn't, and we lost $800, just an example. Oh, hold on. Was just an example. Was just an example. They lost $800, like I said. Now people are thinking just because we made this low, that we're going to make a lower high than this high, that we're going to make a lower high right here, and then come all the way down here. So they think we're going to make a low, then a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Like I said, this is the original high. This would be a lower high, and then this would be a lower low. This would be a lower high, this would be a lower low. Okay, that's a downtrend. So people, now, after they just took that $800 loss, realistically, and this is real too, now they're going to be looking for sales at this low, right? So now people just lost $800. They're going to go ahead and they're going to press this top left. They're going to press sell, right? They're going to press sell. And this is a tool. I'll teach you about all these tools and everything on the screen eventually. But now they're going to press sell. And obviously to make money during a sale, you want price to go low. So now that they just lost that $800, they're going to press sell. This is what a lot of traders do. They're going to press sell. And since they're trading a consolidation phase, instead of price doing this, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Because if it did do that, you would be making money past this level so anything below this sell order, you will make money off of. So if you press sell and price goes exactly where you think it does, comes down here, comes up, comes down here, comes up, comes down here, you just sold from here. You just sold from this level. Look to this sell. You sold from this level all the way down to this yellow level, which is a lot. And that's profit that you can take, and that's how you make money off the market, obviously. But in consolidation, which you don't trade, like I already said, and this is going to be the end of the video after this, but I really got to break this down so you understand. But this is a sell. Consolidation means we're making only lows and only highs, no lower highs, lower lows, blase, blase. We're not doing market structure rules. We don't follow rules when the market is doing consolidation. So now that people are in sales, they're going to sell from this level. They want price to go down. They want price to go like this, come up, make a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, that's market structure. But instead, since we're in consolidation, we press sell right here. Since we're in consolidation, price is going to do the exact opposite that you think is going to do. Even though you just took that $800 loss, you just lost $800. Now price is about to come back up and take another $800 from you. So here we go, this right here. And this is the harsh truth. Like, it takes money to make money, and you also gonna lose a lot more money than you will win when you first start, but you'll eventually get the hang of it and find out what you're doing wrong. But now you just lost another $800 on sales because you thought that buyers weren't going up, but that's because we're in consolidation. We're moving sideways. We're not going anywhere. So, and some people actually trade this on purpose, and they are called support and resistance traders. It's not recommended because, I mean, you never know when a breakout's gonna happen. A breakout means we break above this level or this level. You know, we break. Breaking in as in we go above or below. But I'm gonna wrap this video up on consolidation. Like I said, a lot of traders will switch their ideas and switch the button and press sell instead of buy now just because they lost money right here on this leg when they thought price was gonna go up. It came back down. But if this is consolidation, we're just gonna go back up, and that person in sales is gonna lose $800 to the market. The market's gonna keep it. They don't care because it doesn't care about what you think or what you want the market to do. You gotta look at what it's actually doing. They just lost $800 again because instead of it going down where they thought it was gonna go, it went back up because it's in a consolidation phase, a phase where you shouldn't even be trading because it's uncertain of where price is gonna go next. So that's consolidation, and that wrap it up for this video. Pretty much, this video was just about trends, an uptrend, a downtrend, a little bit about market structure, bullish, bearish, the different markets you can trade, how to make money, you know, basically what makes you money, what doesn't make you money, how you can lose money, and I'll explain everything else in a different video for more broken down details of blase, but go back, watch the video again if you need to, and just look at what I'm really saying. Take a second to understand what I'm saying, because it won't take this very first video, it won't make sense until you really look at the charts and understand what I'm saying and put it all together for it to be like, okay, oh, that makes sense, you know. But that takes time, and you'll get there. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. DM me if you need anything or have any questions about trading, day trading, and I can try to give you a handout or just try to give you a hand with understanding what trading even is and all the other things you can do. And this obviously isn't the this is just sort of like background knowledge and just basically the general idea of trading and this, that, and the third. But I'll get into more. I'll see what other videos y'all want to listen to and what y'all need to know about trading. If you're already trading, about what you need to know about your strategy, or if you need help with a strategy, or if we can help each other. Shoot, who knows, because I'm still learning too. But that's going to wrap up this video. Hope y'all like this one. More videos coming soon, and I'm going.